Hey guys, what's up? So, another episode of Making a Website. Introduction. A web page is a collection of HTML elements. CSS can control the design of an element, like its color, font, and spacing. CSS can also control where an element sits on a page to create a page layout. For example, the layout to the right has a top navigation bar and a large feature element, a grid of images, and three pieces of supporting content. What CSS properties are available to move elements around and create page layouts? Here are three common CSS properties. Display. CSS treats HTML elements like boxes. A box can be block or inline. Block elements display on a new line, like H1, P, UL, LI. Inline elements display on the same line as their neighboring elements, IMG, A. It's possible to change whether a box is a block or inline by using the display property. Change the display of the LI elements from block to inline. There. The position property is used to move an HTML element to a precise position on the page. Okay, we already know by setting position relative, you can use the CSS properties top, left, bottom, and right to shift an element away from where it would have normally appeared on the page. So, change top to 91 and left to 55. Float. The float property moves an element to the far left or far right of the page. For example, setting float right pulls an element to the far right side of the page and the surrounding text wraps around it. In the IMG selector, set float to right to pull the image to the far right side of the page. Then for the learn more, we need to set clear both. The clear property turns off the float, so the learn more section returns to its normal flow on the page. So if we delete this is what happens. Oh, nothing much. Okay. Preview. The CSS properties display, position, and float can be used to control where an element sits on the page. Let's see how to use them to arrange elements on the Airbnb homepage. So here's how it should look. Click Save and Submit Code to get started. Now, by the way, this background repeating is kind of a problem, so we can fix that by doing background repeat. No repeat. So then, yeah, that's a problem. Now, we'll get back to that later. Navigation. The navigation menus are made up of two UL elements, and each UL, the LI elements display on new lines because they are block elements. Let's style the LI elements so that they display on the same line. This can be done with the display property. Instructions. In main.css, make a new CSS rule that selects all LI elements nested inside div class nav. Change the so that selects all LI elements nested inside nav. So I'm gonna do that all the way at the top. Nav LI. And change the LI elements from being block elements to display inline. There. Jumbotron, nice. The menu items inside each UL row are now inline elements. We'll see how to move the two ULs to display on the same line in the next section. Now, Next, let's change the position of the text inside the large feature. Currently, the text is positioned at the very top of the large feature. Let's move the text down so that it's more in the middle of the large feature. This can be done with the position property. In index.html, the div class Jumbotron groups elements that are part of the large feature section of the web page. Inside Jumbotron is the container, which has the text we want to style. Therefore, we can select the div class container inside div class Jumbotron in CSS like this. Make a new a new CSS rule that selects the container in Jumbotron. So I'm gonna do it like right here. Jumbotron and container, and set this position to relative and move the div down by 100 pixels. So top bottom by 100 pixels and top to 100 pixels. So I'm guessing oh wait, never mind. The top 100 pixels changes it down. So yeah. Next steps. Great work. While it's possible to use display, position, and float to manually arrange other elements on the page, let's learn about a better way to create page layouts next. Instructions. Click save and submit code. To continue, yeah, so this is our page right now. Save and submit code. 73% done with that. 73% done with this. So yeah, let's just finish this episode. So yeah, introduction. We saw how to use CSS rules to control the style and layout of a page. Bootstrap is a collection of pre-written CSS rules used to build web pages faster. Bootstrap provides styles out of the box for several common components on a web page, such as grid layouts, navigation, showcases, and much more. Let's see how to get started using Bootstrap in your web page. The grid. The grid is a useful way to create page layouts. Rather than create layouts from scratch, HTML elements can be aligned to a grid in different ways to create custom layouts. Bootstrap comes with a grid that is made up of 12 equal-sized columns. HTML elements are arranged to span different numbers of columns in order to create custom page layouts. So yeah. Page layout. Bootstrap's grid is made up of 12 equal-sized columns. Yeah, we just read that. Each piece of content is aligned to this grid by specifying the number of columns to span. The code to the right uses Bootstrap's grid to create a layout with the two pieces of content. So yeah, that's like grid. Yeah, column 6. Here, each piece of content spans 6 columns, so it uses the the column MD6 class. Both columns are wrapped in a row class to create a horizontal group. Make a different page layout by changing the number of columns to span. For the first piece of content, make it span 8 columns by changing its class to colMD8. So it's 8 columns long. For the second piece of content, if it's 4, then yeah, it's 4 columns. Let's create another page layout. So let's make the first piece of content span 2 columns. Make the second piece 8. And the third piece 2. Tabs. Tabs are a common navigation technique that gives links to different parts of a website. Tabs are seen in sites like Gmail and Codecademy. Bootstrap makes it easy to create tabbed navigation. Let's see how to do this. So yeah. Below is a regular UL element. Let's use Bootstrap to turn it into tabs. To do so, make the class equal to nav tabs. The open tab is specified by the class active. Change which tab is open by moving class active from the second li element to the fourth li element. The effect that you should get is that it opens from the fourth tab. So active Pills. Pills are a set of buttons that give links to different parts of a website. Part of a site. Pills are seen on sites like Google search results page. Bootstrap makes it easy to create pill navigation. Let's see how to do this. Below, we have used Bootstrap to style US elements as tabs. To change the tab navigation to pill navigation. Replace the nav tabs with nav pills. Jumbotron. Many sites have a large showcase area featuring important content. Showcases are seen on sites like Google Mobile and Apple. Bootstrap calls this large showcase a Jumbotron. A Jumbotron is used to call extra attention to important content on the site. Let's see how to use it. Change this unstyled div to a Jumbotron. In the opening div tag, add the class Jumbotron. Summary. By adding Bootstrap classes to your HTML elements, you can make use of Bootstrap CSS to build your page faster. This lets you quickly set up the basic styles and layouts so that you can get to the more interesting aspects of your page design. Bootstrap provides CSS for many more web components. Check out the site to see how else you can use Bootstrap to style your HTML elements. Yeah. Now we're going to use Bootstrap to finish up arranging the Airbnb webpage. So yeah. Adding Bootstrap. Bootstrap is a CSS framework used to build pages faster. Bootstrap provides a lot of useful CSS out of the box. Check out the Bootstrap file app. Look at that, lots of code. It has CSS properties and values, many of which you've seen already, to style HTML. To use Bootstrap in a web page, you need to link to it from index.html. In index.html, inside the head element, link to that. Before you link to main.css. Before you link to main.css. Like this, okay? Link rel style sheet. I remember doing this. So here, yeah, and then we have to, no, so annoying. Yeah, so we add that and it looks totally different. Look at that. What just happened? Nicely done. What's going on here? In the order of the CSS files matter. The browser first sees shift.css and makes the shift font available to use in the page. Next, the browser sees bootstrap.css and applies those styles to the page. Then the browser sees main.css and applies those custom styles to the page. The custom styles override the bootstrap styles. The order of the CSS files tell the browser that your styles in main.css are more important than the styles in bootstrap.css. So the final page that loads is the customized web page. Click Save and Submit code to continue. Navigation in index.html inside div class nav. The navigation menus are made up of two UL elements. So far we've styled the li elements to display on the same line. Now let's style the ul elements to show up on the same line too. Bootstrap provides the pull left class to left align an element and the pull right class to right align an element. Let's use these classes to finish styling the navigation bar instructions. In index.html, add the class pull left to the first UL element like this. So in the UL, give it the class of pull left, and then in the UL here, class pull right, and then learn more grid. Looking good. Both menus now show up on the same line, and the navigation bar is complete. Yeah. Next, let's use Bootstrap's grid to arrange the three pieces of supporting content inside the div class Learn More section. Here's how to use Bootstrap's grid. First, inside div's class container, there's a row defined by div class row. So in Learn More, I think there's a row defined by div class row. A row is made up of columns, so inside the row class, the div, there are three elements, each defined by div class colMD4. Why is the colMD4 class being used? Remember that Bootstrap's grid is 12 columns. Therefore, to create three equal-sized columns, they each need to span 4 grid columns. Inside the div class container, add the class row to the first div element. So here, class row, then add the class colMD4, and then same for the next one. So colMD4. And then same here, class colMD4. Neighborhood guides grid. Now here, yeah, those three. Neighborhood guides grid. Excellent. Using Bootstrap's grid, you arrange the three pieces of supporting content into a 3-column layout. Let's use Bootstrap's grid again to create another section of the page. The section will contain a grid of images. Instructions. Between the div class Jumbotron section and the div class Learn More section, add a div element with the class neighborhood guide. So we're going to create a new section between here. What? div with the class neighborhood guides. Neighborhood. I can't type today. Guides. Inside the we need to have another div element. You've got to be kidding me. With the class of container, and then inside the div class with the class of container, add an h2, saying that says neighborhood guides and a P not sure where to stay. We've created neighborhood guides for cities all around the world. Next, let's set up a row with 3 columns, like the learn more section. After the closing p tag, add another div with the class row. Exactly what I was going to do. Inside the div class row, add 3 div elements with the class of md4. There. Neighborhood guides, images 1. Nice work. Let's add some images inside the columns. Bootstrap provides the thumbnail class to easily display grids of images. Here's how to create a thumbnail. An IMG element is wrapped in a div with element with the class thumbnail. Inside the first div call md4. Add 2 thumbnails. So div class thumbnail. And then use image both. Now we're gonna need to, so the first one, HTTP, wait, 2 thumbnails, so http .gl /0sx3jq. There, that's one image. And now we need to paste with a and 2hxy. Neighborhood guides, images 2. Cool, let's add images to the remaining 2 columns. Inside the second div md4 column, add 2 thumbnails. So I'm just gonna copy. So yeah, I think copying is gonna work. Paste, and then here AV1PAC. Here VW43V1. And then the third column, wait, no. Instead of 2 this time, we need 1, says the instructions, and 0kd7. Neighborhood guides, final touches. Excellent. Using Bootstrap's grid, we created a brand new section on the web page displaying a grid of images. Let's finish up this section with a few custom CSS styles. Instructions. In main.css, make a new CSS rule that selects neighborhood guides. So I like to do it here. Dot neighborhood guides. Background color, border bottom to 1 pixel solid, db. We need a second CSS rule. Guides with the h2 element. So color is 393C3D. And font size to 24 pixels. A third CSS rule. Neighborhood guides, font size 15 pixels, margin bottom to 13 pixels. And look at that, we're doing a lot. Yeah, that's what I did. Oh, P. Different. Congratulations! Congratulations, you accomplished a lot in this section. You applied Bootstrap's grid to organize the Learn More section of the page. Then you used the grid to create the neighborhood guide section from scratch. Instructions. Click Save and Submit code to continue. Navigation. You've done a lot so far. You learned about HTML, CSS, and Bootstrap, and created the Airbnb homepage from scratch. Now it's time to make it your own. Let's start with the navigation bar and work our way down the page. In index.html, inside the div class nav section, change the li element text to your own menu options. So I'm just going to do this as home. There, and look at that. Pretty good. Jumbotron, nice. Now let's personalize the large feature section. The large feature is made up of a background image and a text block, so let's change them both. In main.css, inside the Jumbotron rule, let's set the background image to your own image. I don't want to. Same with index.html. I don't want to do anything to them. Neighborhood guides, looking good. Now let's personalize. Yeah. And I won't. I don't want to. Learn more? No, I won't. Congratulations. Congratulations, you've built a web page from scratch, then personalized it. You now know how to create your own web pages. You can make and share content on the web. The more you practice, the better you'll get. So yeah, this is it. We finished makeup website. Instructions. Click Save and Submit code to finish this track. We finished it. We finished make a website. Yes. Now, next video, come on, let's get back to Codecademy. What takes so long just to load? Okay. So here, yeah, that's done. 2 skills completed. Now, next video will either be Java or JavaScript. I like Java better, so I'll probably do that first and then JavaScript. Like, I'll probably upload 2 videos a day now. 1 Java, 1 JavaScript. Yeah, and after we finish JavaScript and jQuery, we're gonna do this. And then yeah, and then after JavaScript we'll get to this, and then we'll probably get to this sometime soon. So yeah, that's it for this video. Please subscribe, please like. Thank you so much for watching this video, and bye bye.